Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the very last Loshak and the Bag show forever for this week. That's it. That's it. We're done.
Scared me.
This week.
Thought you knew something I didn't.
No. We're hoping and praying that this show never gets canceled until we drop dead. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for.
We talked about we're going to drop dead together.
Yes, in an ideal world, yes. Just drop dead. The show never gets canceled, right? Neither one of us are ever homeless, and we just, bam, drop dead right after the last show ever. But, yes, for this week, that's it. Last show. As you can see, we are going to get one final word on Jimmy on the Preakness Stakes from Jimmy the Bag. Of course,
nice.
his standalone video is already up. He's given some passionate breakdowns throughout the week on videos, but and we won't get a passionate breakdown this video. Just a quick review of his actual picks. A few final thoughts, and that'll be it. And also, we will talk about Fight Night 129, which comes up this weekend. On the main card, there's 6 fights, and I wound up doing the video with Andreas Hale. Andreas Hale had 4 official picks, and I wound up giving 5 official picks.
Jesus.
UFC 129. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Of course, last UFC event, I tripled up, the old triple up, which just seems to be a jinx for me, on the Machida fight going the distance. I expected Machida to dominate. I just thought it was going to go the distance, so I got screwed taking Machida by decision, the fight going the distance and the over. But I got 5 picks for UFC Fight Night 129 officially, and I hope we'll be okay. A lot of favorites, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy? Be careful of favorites in all sports, but I'm confident I'm okay with the picks that I gave there. We're gonna get a final thought on NHL, and of course the comments section in this show, combined with Jimmy the Bag's great analysis, has produced in general some good advice on the NHL playoffs, right?
Oh man, no question. But I need to apologize to a very important person on our chat, King Rail. Obviously, I've made a mockery. I've messed up this very talented Vegas squad, and I kind of took his comment wrong, as if he didn't want me to now bet on them, as if I was poison or whatever, and then I lashed out. And, that happens on a Friday when you wake up at 4 a.m. And cap your ass off all the time. And he's so important to our squad here. And so I'm sorry, King Rail. I just fucking, I don't know what the fuck happened to me. I got emotional, and but you mean so much to us, so I just wanted to give a heartfelt apology.
I agree with that. And, of course, regular viewers are starting to recognize that forgiveness is one of the hallmarks of this show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It is.
I have about 75 or 80 big things I need to be forgiven for, and a few thousand small things I need to be forgiven for. Hopefully it'll happen to me, and we forgive people in these shows for lots of things.
But we need King Rail
God,
as well.
We need King Rail.
So I just,
Absolutely. Okay, so that sounds good. DJ 100 Grand says WNBA picks. Oh shit, I forgot to put the WNBA section in there. I do have a WNBA analysis of that game. Oh, man, there's no WNBA section.
We need passion.
Yes.
We need passion. You can be very passionate?
No, definitely not, because Jimmy the Bag, big difference between me and you is you have a lot of confidence in your horse analysis, as you should. My WNBA picks are very interesting, and this is also, there's been a lot of line movement in this one. Damn. All right, so there is a WNBA God, I need to be forgiven for that, for not putting the WNBA segment in there when I should have. That's a tiny thing, but can I be forgiven for that, Larry? Okay, so we'll yes, of this show,
and so we forgive Larry for the Chunichi Dragons train. Breaking down.
Absolutely,
He hits lightning game 3 and game 4, but the Chunichi Dragons get him right in the old drink hole, right in the old prison pocket.
A cornerstone.
Twate Latte says, forgive me for saying Pete enjoys women who don't have all their limbs. Twate Latte, you are forgiven. Absolutely 100%. Forgiveness, a cornerstone of this show. So yeah, there you go. King Rail says, we all good, Jim. Nothing but love, bro.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
I was a whiny bitch.
Yes.
And obviously I've handled the Knights poorly.
Yes.
And people go on me. I get a lot of hate on. They keep saying, keep fading the Knights, and I get a little sensitive when I shouldn't. And it's been a Friday. It's been a long week.
Yes.
A positive week.
Yes. You mean units wise?
Units-wise.
Yes. Oh, you're not talking about in terms of managing our collective depressions. No, yes, absolutely. Units wise, it's been a positive week. It absolutely has. Steiner Recliner says, Pete, if I send you a Red Sox hat, will you wear it on the show? Yeah, I'll wear. I will literally, and I know what literally means. Okay, I'm using it correctly. I will literally wear anything on this show. Anything people want, I don't give a fuck what I wear. Anything people want me to wear on this show, I will absolutely wear. Once again, yes, I definitely need to be forgiven for not including the WNBA in the list of on the agenda, because I did handicap that game. It's definitely an interesting one. I do enjoy handicapping NBA. I don't even know. We can't start with WNBA just because we should get to baseball, right? But let's.
Yes, I don't think we should ever start with WNBA. Never.
Unless there's
absolutely never, under any circumstance, should we. Jay Ryan is joining us. He's a great capper. He's been coming around more often. Us low baggers are thankful to have you.
Absolutely. And thankfulness is another hallmark of this show. Thankfulness. And DJ 100 Grand says, WNBA, I like Dallas tonight. DJ 100 Grand, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Catching 5 points. Phoenix has a lot of, well, I guess we're starting WNBA. I don't know.
No, under no circumstances.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that with you, DJ 100 Grand. I was also leaning to the under, except that the under has crashed. It opened at 168 at Pinnacle. In the morning show, it was 165. Now it's all the way down to 160 and a half. I did take it a little bit at 160 and a half. The difference between 165 and 160 and a half in WNBA is massive. You'll see a lot of games that fall on 162 or 163. So I wish I had caught that in the morning show and given the under on 165. We'll talk about that a little later, but I would absolutely agree with you, DJ 100 Grand, WNBA. I am agreeing with you. I like Dallas as well.
I follow DJ 100 Grand on Twitter. He is sharp.
Yeah. Oh,
He's a great capper, and we're another guy that I'm very thankful is joining us today.
Rich Banks I got Phoenix Mercury at -4.5. I mean, it's tough. The thing about just the quick issues here are that Phoenix has a lot of new pieces. They're an older team, but they're looking to win a championship this year, and so it's not exactly sure how the pieces will fit together with Phoenix. But they definitely are going to have to manage their collective aging, because it's going to be a truncated season because of a tournament that's going on. The thing about Dallas is, though, that they have a lot of promise. They have some. They signed a center who will be a good match for Brittany Griner. They have some rookies who look very promising in the preseason, and 5 points is kind of a lot of points. DJ 100 Grand likes Dallas. Rich Banks took Phoenix -4.5. I'm definitely leaning Dallas, and we'll get to that a little bit later in this show. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go.
King Rail giving a note, though.
Yeah.
Key to WNBA is to watch the lines.
Yes.
More -4.5, too high.
Yes, I agree with that one. January looked awful in the preseason. She did, and I actually took this one at 5. We'll see what the line is when we get to it. But all right, so let's see what else the Flipper 13 saying Phoenix -4.5. Cash it. Flipper 13 been around for a long time. I'm wondering if that line has moved. But we can't ignore the massive card of MLB. Jimmy the Bag. Wow, there's so much crap we got to cover here. Let's start with MLB. Let me just quickly review the picks that we gave in the morning show, and then maybe we'll add picks. We'll review the line movements here. I didn't have a chance to look at the 10 o'clock games, although I am agreeing with Detroit and Seattle on the over. I believe you took that one, didn't you, Jim?
Sorry, I'm laughing at that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Didn't you take Detroit and Seattle? Yes, you did.
I did.
Mark Lathrop also took Detroit, Seattle over. And that one I might add on just as a blind tail. Felix Hernandez having some really, really eye-poppingly troubling peripherals going on right now, right?
He is.
Fulmer looks like, nice little fastball, but getting touched up a little bit as well recently. And we got a low total, so I might wind up blindly tailing all you guys on that one as well.
He is, and just because, we faded Hernandez in the first game of the season, right? We thought, he barely threw 5 innings in spring, and then he pitched well, just basically on emotion, on adrenaline, and pitched well in 5 innings. I just think this guy is a perfect opportunity we're going to get a ton of value fading him moving forward, especially at home. I went over his home numbers. They're not good. He's just not the same pitcher, and he should be faded.
Absolutely. Also another little bit of there's some drama in the game tonight. Brittany Griner, of course. Brittany Griner is fucking defensive beast for Phoenix.
For sure.
Yeah, her ex-wife plays for Dallas. So that
shit.
has got to be a little bit of a drama there. You know what I'm saying? There, that might affect them psychologically. Glory Johnson, Brittany Griner's ex-wife, is not a starter but a bench player for Dallas, and they've moved on. Brittany is remarried.
Oh, good.
But yeah, Paulie D says this show is a staple in my life. I told my boss to f off trying to work me during the show. Oh, Paulie D.
I love Paulie D.
Fucking love Paulie D. Here we go. Kobe Valentine coming in with WNBA. Look, if the people comment on WNBA, we got to talk about
Let's
it. Right?
spend 30 minutes on it.
Kobe Valentine says the Dallas Wings will be a team to watch this season due to their offense. Their defense is still a question. That's not good on the road. Yes, that's true. Kobe Valentine, Dallas has had one of the worst defensive ratings every year in the WNBA going back a bunch of years. And, you got to think at some point they're going to fix it. Kobe says the Phoenix Mercury, a legit title contender, are about as balanced as deep as they've been in years. You have to lay the small chalk with the home team here. Interesting. Kobe Valentine. My initial leans, once again, were go ahead.
Deep lay chalk.
Deep
lay
the
chalk.
chalk. All right. So let's stick to MLB. For now, let me see. All right, so here are the picks that we gave in the morning show. Jimmy the Bag gave Detroit, Seattle over 7.5, Oakland, Toronto over 9.5, Arizona Mets over 7, San Diego, Pittsburgh over 7.5, Tampa Bay Angels under 8.5, Atlanta run line -1.5 plus 108, Minnesota first 5 innings run line -0.5 -110, and Minnesota team total over 4.5 -112.
And my Atlanta bet is
Canceled?
Canceled.
Okay, really? Okay. So my official picks were Arizona second half -110, Dodgers Washington first half under, but I think that one got canceled too, didn't it? The Dodgers game.
Oh,
Washington.
yes, that game
Yes.
is,
All right,
done,
thank
yeah.
God, because there were a lot of people saying that I was on the wrong side of that one. That one gets canceled. I took San Diego, Pittsburgh second half under 3, Philly second half money line at -125, and I did take the Yankees second half money line at -155. Some of the leans that I had, I also have a lean to Arizona on the full game, and in the morning show, a lot of people were talking about that. Now, I don't know if I have a lean to Arizona +1 or -1. I can't get a read on volatility here. It does feel like at Citi Field, a game like this, you want to play it safe and take +1. Arizona +1 in the morning lines would be about +115, and the -1 line for Arizona would be about +224. That's definitely a lean. I might throw one of those on there in this game. Also, forgot to mention that once again, I have a lean to Oakland as well on the run line, -1. Alternative run line -1. That would be about +157. That's in my leans category. And also, do we talk about the Baltimore game? Because I think that once again, it might be worth going back to the well, taking the Baltimore on the alternative run line there. Baltimore -1 in the morning show was +224. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Now, I understand that Cobb has been bad and that people might be looking to fade him, but Pomerantz has had some issues as well, and that's just a big line. Baltimore has bats. If they get going, if they stick a couple of 3-run homers together, you got a nice casher there. Once again, my leans yesterday on all the underdog -1s, all of them cashed except for the Detroit -1, which was a push. But I had Tampa Bay yesterday -1 +250 as a lean, that cashed. Colorado -1 +190 as a lean, that one cashed, and the only official play I wound up giving was Baltimore -1, which of course lost. But I would have another lean to Baltimore -1 here, and and maybe a shot with maybe Tail and Jim on the Arizona Mets game overs. All right, so Jim, we have a huge slate of MLB going on tonight. Anything you want to add? Anything you want to discuss?
Yeah, I do want to discuss the Cubs-Reds game, Lester Bailey. Now, I have not spoken with Twadi about this. I know that he was on, and I do think that Cobb is capable of having a good start here, and that you might be getting value, especially on the -1 line. But Lester Bailey, a lot of people have already said that they're just going to fade Bailey blindly, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with this game. I'm higher on Lester than everybody except for Nostra, who Nostra told us had Lester's back all season long when people been shitting all over him. And look, now he's 3-1 with a 2.66 ERA. I believe in Lester moving forward. I know a lot of people don't. I just think he's a savvy veteran. And Bailey coming off his first win of the season, but he gave up 10 hits. LA can't get the big hit when they need to. We know this Dodgers team can't do that. So it wasn't that good of a start. Opponents are hitting 285 off of him. Rizzo is 9 for 22 against him in his career. I'm I wonder if I'm leaving money on the table.
A ton of comments coming in here. Let me see. I don't even know. Well, first of all, Richard West, guy don't like to be on the opposite side of, likes Phoenix Mercury -5. Anthony L, I like the Indians first 5, getting Clevenger at +150 on a low total is value city. Love first 5 innings under 4 as well. So Anthony L liking the first 5 innings under in that Cleveland-Houston game. And someone in the morning show though said that the over was there. I think was it Jay Peach? Said he loved the over in the Cleveland-Houston game. Anthony L liking the under, and also liking Clevenger getting a big underdog line there.
A lot of people liked, not a lot of people, but a few people. And was it Twadi was on the Indians team total over?
I don't remember. Yes,
I believe
maybe
it's
he was.
3.5.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
And so he doesn't believe in Morton. I mean, Morton's stats are ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. This guy, I remember a few years ago when I started officially talking about the auto fade list in my head. I think Morton might have been the inaugural member of the auto fade list a few years ago when I started talking about it in videos. And now look at him now. Unbelievable, right? I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I agree. But we're kind of going from game to game to game a little too fast.
Yes, we are. We don't have that much time. We also got to get to NHL. We also got to get to MMA. We also got to get to horses. We also got to get to WNBA. We also got to get to Larry's picks.
Yes, old lumpy nuts, ready to rock. Let's go back to this Reds spot. Kobe Valentine says, you know what, Bailey really hasn't been pitching as crappy as he has been the past couple of years. Bailey was once a decently reliable pitcher. He is finally getting healthy. Who knows, might be a bad fade though. Jay Ryan says, love Cubs tonight. Fade Homer Bailey was a low hanger last year. And it was a low hanger after his first start of the year. The rest of the starts, it seemed like. Mac Darwin says, under is 4-1 in Bailey's last 5 starts versus National League Central. I'm on the under in Cubs Cincinnati. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And here's DJ 100 grand going back to that over spot again. He's got the over in the first 5 in Houston.
And Native Queen. Brendan Cummings says, Native Queen giving out WNBA plays as well. I love you, Native Queen. Are you married? Brendan Cummings, yes. And she has a kid who wins awards at school, okay? You know, I understand Brandon Cummings. Yeah. Get in line and back off. She's off the market.
Yeah,
Brandon
back
Cummings.
off, Brandon.
Back off, Brandon
Back
Cummings.
off.
Yes,
if something goes
married.
wrong with Native Queen's husband, whom she loves.
Yes, absolutely.
Then you're going to back to the line, pal.
All right, yes, and Brendan Cummings says that was a joke. Of course, our things was a joke too. Once again,
I was not joking.
Jokes and love are 18% of this show. Kind of an important part. Jokes, love, forgiveness, and thankfulness are 18% of this show.
Married
not
for
to
19 years, Native Queen. What a lucky man.
Unbelievable. You know, look, sometimes
if you have a woman that's going to cap with you,
oh God,
you lock it down forever.
Anyway, WNBA, Phoenix. First quarter -1.5. Wow. Now I wonder what makes her, because she obviously doesn't have a current season data to work with, like in Phoenix on the first quarter. So she probably has season data from last year. And Phoenix does have a bunch of returning parts. They also have some new blood coming in. Interesting. Native Queen liking Phoenix first quarter -1.5. Very, very, very interesting. A lot of great comments coming in. We're trying to get to it all here. And one thing I definitely need to do though before I forget, I am going to I'm throwing on Oakland -1. Again, I just think they have an edge in the lineup department. If they win, it's probably by a margin, and I'm going to make Oakland -1 an official pick. The money line part is +111. The alternative run line part of Bets 365 is +215. Cashed this one yesterday, and I'm going back to that well. Oakland -1 is going to be an official pick for me, and Kobe Valentine agreeing with that. He likes Oakland -1.5 alternative run line. He likes Arizona -1.5 alternative run line. He likes Vegas -1.5 and KC -1.5 at home against the Yankees. That's the other picks don't surprise me. That pick surprises me. Kobe Valentine liking KC -1.5. Wow.
So, and you know, I mean, even Nostra was saying that Sabathia shouldn't be this big of a favorite on the road.
I know.
And he said it's not 2008, quote unquote.
Dude, check the Yankees lineup. Check the Yankees bullpen. This isn't about Sabathia. This is just about the Royals suck, man.
No, I agree. And I keep harping back to this Lester Bailey spot, but here's two different sides right away. Randy Lockhart saying Cincinnati Reds cash it, and Jacob McNeil saying, so should we not just take the Cubs team total over, or Cubs to score first?
Yeah. In the meantime, at Bet365, KC -1.5 is +350. Not saying I disagree with it, just saying I am a little bit surprised by it. A little bit surprised by it. King Rail says, sitting in my car watching the show and listening to Pookie Bear side piece. Shout out to King Rail. Shout out to King Rail. Jeez. Tuate Latte says, Royals much better with Perez. Yes. But the bullpen discrepancy is there. Royals are much better with Perez. Fine, so maybe they're not super terrible now, but it's just it's a crazy one. Nostratota says Royals still win 60 games. Pete Dave LA says Royals worst bullpen in the league. Absolutely, Yanks best bullpen in the league. I don't think anyone would disagree with that right now. Ralph Portuando says Yankees run line all day. Casey sucks. Paco Healy says Yankees run line. Geez, this is just all over the place.
Anthony L. He's been hitting hard. Says lay the -170. Bet the Cubs. The line is short.
Justin Searcy says Brett Anderson is trash. -110. Nostratota says yes, beat Estrada meatballs for days, which is why Jimmy likes the over. I would also be leaning Oakland on the second half as well. And the consensus is definitely that both these starting pitchers are going to struggle. Jim has the full game over. Interestingly, the first 5 innings over has actually gone down just a little bit. It's 5.5, but juiced to the under. And I wish I was seeing a 5. If I could get a 5 anywhere, I would grab it. I'm not sure I want to take the over 5.5 on the first 5 innings at plus money, but that is definitely tempting. Not seeing any. Oh shit! Yes, a few of the books deep down that we don't use. Jazz and ABC Islands have 5 -125. That is definitely tempting. Everyone else at 5.5 plus 100. Seems like Jim's on the full game over. The first 5 innings over might have some value, and I'm throwing on Oakland -1. What else do you want to discuss here, Jim?
Well, here DJ 100 grand is on the first 5 Pittsburgh game under.
Okay.
And the only fear here for me is the weather.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And everybody believing in Nova at home. I don't believe in Nova at home.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly don't on the road, but I don't think just because he's coming home, he's going to be fine. This Pirates team has been winning games, and I don't think it's in a legitimate fashion. They're an okay team. I mean, they're not a bad baseball team, but they're certainly not a 26-7, 15-6 at home. I mean, this is outrageous. I'd be very curious to hear what Twadi has to say. But both what Twadi is saying is Pete's on his game today, and Nostra says Pete's dialed in.
Oh, Nostra. Oh my God! Those are compliments from these are guys who are hard to impress. You know, it's like everyone. It's like when you hook up with a celebrity or something. It's like everyone loves Nostratota, and he just paid me a huge compliment, right? You ever hooked up with a celebrity, Jim?
I have never hooked up with a celebrity.
Me neither, but I've heard about it, and I know it happens, and that must be what it's like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of someone made a joke about Monica Lewinsky. Was it Chris Rock? He was like, can you imagine being so famous that someone sucks your dick? Now they're famous. Yeah. Who is that? Chris Rock?
That's Chris Rock.
Oh,
yeah.
what a freaking! I love Chris Rock. All right, that
was one of your worst impressions.
No, I because I didn't know it was Chris Rock. I didn't know it was Chris Rock.
Because your impressions are always on point.
No, because I didn't know it was. I thought it was, or maybe it was Andrew Dice Clay, or I couldn't remember who said it. I just remember the joke. I'm thinking it was awesome. Anyway, moving right along, yes. I do have to do one thing. Arizona, I'm going to take him. Question is high volatility or low volatility. Kobe Valentine expects high volatility. He's taking the -1. Tempting to do, but I'm going to play it a little bit safe. I'm going to take Arizona +1. Arizona +1. I'm going to combine the money line, which is +135 at the Greek, and the +1.5 line, which is +175 at Pinnacle and a few other places. So I am taking Arizona +1, +135 and -175. I'll use my calculator here to figure out exactly what that is, but I am definitely doubling up on that one. That comes out to -117. So I'm taking Arizona +1 -117. They lose by 1, I get a push, and if they win the game, I get a unit. I'm doubling up on that one because I also have Arizona on the second half.
I like it. Joe, our boy Joe says, Jim, can you help me with Oakland team total over 4.5? I want to press it, and I say press it. I say press it. This A's team feels good about themselves. Nice hitters ballpark. Estrada, as Nostra says, throws meatballs. I say press it. What did he say? The Oakland team total over. Yeah. I mean, it seems like overs any which way in this game. You're gonna be on the right side of Nostratota saying Estrada's gonna chuck meatballs. Justin Searcy says Anderson sucks, which obviously is true. The Oakland team total. See, I haven't even had a chance to roast about the team totals because I was digging into WNBA and I was digging into MMA earlier today. But let me see what the Oakland team total over at. It's not. So yesterday I took the Oakland first 5 innings team total over at 2. Now it's 2.5, but +150.
115. I might go on that one as well, which would not count as a triple up, just as a double up. Jimmy the Bag, we're bouncing around here in MLB. We're keeping a brisk pace. Any picks you want to add? Any picks you're concerned about? What do you have to say, Jim?
Well, I think this talk on the Diamondbacks Mets game is interesting. I love getting the over on a big plus line, and thank you for your help. We're so almost discombobulated with everything going on that I almost took the 6.5 at -120, and you saved me grabbing the over 7 at +120. So thank you for looking out for me. I just think this is a situation. When the season started, I was blown away at this Mets bullpen, and it was just a small sample size. They are not that good. And even if DeGrom is pitching and says he's healthy, Callaway's not going to let him pitch more than 5 innings. Something's up with his elbow. So he either leaves after 2 innings or 1 inning, or he leaves after 5 innings. So the bullpen comes in and gets touched. Now, can we trust this D-backs offense without Pollock? No, probably not. And can we trust this Mets lineup to hit Godley? This is a Godley who is 4.08 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. So I think this is a nice spot, and I can understand why people would take the Diamondbacks on a dog line. Yeah. It seems like a nice spot.
And in the meantime, that first 5 innings total is 3.5, Jim. Now, I remember the last time you had an analysis like this, it was with that Toronto game, and you liked the over on that one, and I was like, we were talking about it, Wheeler's going to get touched, Happ probably gets touched, and that first 5 innings total was also 4 or 3.5. I was like, what the hell's going on with this? I was like, you got to take the first 5 innings over. Didn't have the balls, and it cashed very easily. One play I want to make sure I do also add, I am going to take Oakland first 5 innings, team total over 2.5, plus 115 at Pinnacle right now. Oakland first 5 innings, team total over 2.5, plus 115, and that's at Pinnacle right now.
Marcus Johnson likes great pick on Arizona, thinks it's good. I do too. But DJ 100 grand says Oakland game under first 5 in full game.
Wow.
And I can understand cappers thinking that the reason why people are on this Jays spot is just because of a recency bias of what they saw last night in the 10-5 A's win. But man, there's a reason why Brett Anderson doesn't have a job in Major League Baseball to start every season. Yeah. And he comes in and he throws great for a game, then he gets lit up for 3. Now, Kobe said that he's possible to throw well here. This is a Jays team that had him on their team. They saw the meatballs he was rolling up and sending towards the plate. I just feel like this is an A's team that feels good about themselves for the first time in how many years? 4 years? Yeah. I really believe in this A's team. They've scored 10 or more runs 5 times this season. This rotation, Jays rotation, has an ERA of 5.58. In all 7 games on this road trip, this A's team is homered. They've hit a major league leading 44 home runs on the road. Davis has hit 4 home runs on this trip. Olsen's hit 3 in the past 4 games. This is a team that's raking. Yeah. I'm on them. I love it. I'm not on the Oakland, but I'm on the over.
Yes. I'm also going to throw on Oakland second half, -125. Second half, -125. Oakland, second half, -125. And I realized maybe I should have just taken the full game over for Oakland at 4.5, -112, instead of the first 5, 2.5, plus 115. Because if they get to 3 before 5 innings, very likely they're going to get to 5.
And that's what Joe was just about to hit, to press the button on. I'm not going to double up on this spot. My only concern is Kobe liking Brett Anderson, and then me just having a recency bias for what happened last night. So I'm not going to double up, but I certainly see that play. I find both offenses should be able to touch the opposing pitcher. All
right, what other MLB games do we want to discuss here? Let's see what other interesting shit is going on.
I would like to give a quick shout out to Chris Quisiwa.
Sure.
Chris Quisiwa says, worst thing about this long weekend in Canada is not being able to watch this show. Always feel like I'm betting blind without watching this show. Man. Good luck to all tonight and this weekend.
Thank you so much, Chris Quisiwa. Now, look, I'm looking at this one, Jim. This might be low-hanging fruit here, right?
Which one?
You like Detroit, Seattle, right? Now, I'm looking at the first 5 innings total here. Fulmer against Hernandez. We got 4 across the board, -113 at Pinnacle. I mean, how is that not a decent bet?
I think it's a decent bet. Now, taking this over 7.5 is like Michael Fulmer was somebody we wouldn't want to do that against last year. And I'm still not sure what I'm seeing with Fulmer. We've seen him get touched. I remember when he got touched by the Indians, he came back and had just a beautiful start. So the Tigers just saw Hernandez, and that's great. They touched him. They're going to touch him again, I believe. But Fulmer is a bit of a concern. Fulmer it's possible that Fulmer pitches well
So
here.
then why would you not like the Detroit first 5 innings team total over 1.5 minus 121 and the full game team total over 3.5 minus 103?
Wow. Certainly that first 5 sounds very, very appealing.
Doesn't it? 1.5, and it's a minus 120 at Heritage. Let me see what it is here at Pinnacle. It is minus 121, so it's minus 120 at Heritage and minus 121. All right, I'll take that one. I'll take Detroit. I'm going to try to stack some units here. Is it possible that Felix Hernandez has a great game out of nowhere? Sure.
If he has a great game, it won't be an 8-inning start. I just if you're looking at Hernandez's stuff this year, it just doesn't look strong.
Right.
And there's a reason why his ERA is at 5.66.
Yeah. All right, for now, I'm going to throw on the Detroit full game team total over, which will be 3.5 minus 103 at Pinnacle. I'm going to take the Detroit team total over 3.5 minus 103 at Pinnacle. I'm adding that one on. Definitely leaning towards the first 5 innings over 4, and definitely leaning towards the Detroit first 5 innings team total over at 1.5 as well.
Well, this is the first play to me. Oh, and Kevin K coming in saying Tigers team total over is my play of the day. Literally no juice, 3.5. Tigers top 10 hitting team. Now they get Martin back. That's what I was just about to say. Leonis Martin was dumped by this team, by this Mariners team, and he knows it, and he's having a good year, and he's fresh off the disabled list. And even if he doesn't, even if he goes 1 for 4, it's a spark to the team. It's a spark to the bench. And this is the first play that, after talking out, seems definitely nice enough for me to
look at
jump
this.
on.
Adrian Barreto says, I'm making my girlfriend watch this amazing show with me. I'm sure she will be hooked soon. Shout out to Anna. Huge shout out to Anna, Adrian Barreto's girlfriend. You got a good man. You hold on to him. Anna, good man is hard to find. You got one now. Hold on to it. Treat him right. Treat him well. Adrian Barreto. Huge shout out to Adrian Barreto.
And also, Adrian locked down Anna.
Yes.
She's watching a handicapping show with you.
Absolutely.
She sounds like an incredible woman.
Good woman is hard to find, Adrian Barreto. You treat her right. You treat her well. Okay.
And you might be able to turn her into a native queen if you work hard and you care.
Absolutely. All right. Shout out to Adrian Barreto and shout out to Anna. Huge,
I'm on
huge,
this
huge
Tigers
shout
team
out.
total 1.5 first 5 over.
Does that come off as rude when I point into the camera, or funny?
No, it's just when you point in someone's face.
right. But if I point into the camera, does that come off as rude or funny?
Do it
no,
again.
I don't want to. But okay. I'll review it and I'll look at it. All right. So once again, I'm thinking about stacking some units. Jimmy the Bag. We are making a brisk pace. I do want to move on at about 6:40 Eastern time. We have about 5 or 7 more minutes. What else do you want to discuss here?
I
Jim?
want that first 5 team total over on the Tigers.
Okay, first 5 team total over on the Tigers. All right, hold on one second. Let me just do a quick save here, and then we will get to this one. Hold on one second. Let's see. All right, so first 5 innings team total over on the Tigers is going to be where is it? Where the hell is it? It's going to be minus 120. That is the line at Heritage.
Minus 120. That's
First
beautiful.
half team total over 1.5 minus 120, and I will go in on this one with you as well, Jim. Well, first half team total over minus 120. I will go in on that one with you as well. And thinking about taking the old first 5 innings over 4 as well, but that would officially make it a triple up, which seems to jinx things. But I don't know. What do you think? I mean, Fulmer, what's your read on Fulmer? He might be good?
Well, he just doesn't seem to be that ace of the staff that he was becoming, and he certainly looked like over the last year and a half. Kevin K says also, Jimmy, if you buy into storylines, Martin wants to take his old teammate Felix Deep, worked for Cron yesterday, and I said that in this show as part of the reason why I was taking the over in the Rays Angels game was that CJ Cron wanted to show something to his old teammates. So respect, Kevin K. I like it.
Man, all right. I'm on the team totals, and I'm thinking about just tripling up on this one. I'm not exactly sure. Let me think about it. Let's see what other games are interesting. Well, the Philly-St. Louis game, very interesting. Someone recently posted. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this comment that a lot of here we go. Kevy K says,
wow.
Guys, sharp action is on the under in almost every game except Philly-St. Louis. Under in Cincinnati, Toronto, Boston, Houston, Angels, Seattle games. Geez, interesting. Sharp money coming in on Seattle. Also on the Angels game under, which Jimmy is on, but Jim's on the over, so maybe the Seattle game isn't as great of a lock on the over as we think. And what's so remarkable, Jim?
A couple things that are remarkable. First off, Darcy Cruchen says pointing at the camera makes me believe you, Peter.
Oh, okay, excellent,
But,
excellent.
secondly, Jake Lamb is starting for the Diamondbacks, says Todd Raymond. That's a big help, not only to my over, but to that huge dog line that the D-backs are offering. Thank you for that information, Todd Raymond, because we could be getting it before the markets do.
Man. All right, I'm trying to. Okay, so once again, sharp money supposedly on a lot of these unders, except for the Philly-St. Louis game, which is interesting. If there's one game where I would think, I guess that's why I am who I am. I would be thinking that might be one game that would take sharp action. Arrieta against Waka. Although in the morning show, a lot of people were suggesting that Arrieta is due for some serious regression going forward. That he's not nearly as good as he's been. He's faced some weak lineups, and that he's due for regression.
Yes, and that was a point that was made in the earlier show, not by me. I believe it was by Comor.
By a few people, actually, who are backing each other up.
Yes, and, both these pitchers have pitched better than I expected them to. Every time I think Waka is an average pitcher, he steps up. Now, we know this Cardinals offense is very weak so far this year. 11th in batting average in the NL, 14th in extra base hits. And Waka is pitching well. Waka's limited opponents to 2 runs or fewer in 6 of his last 7 starts.
Kevin K then says, for FYI, I'm just going by, quote unquote, the Greek sharp action, and they're wrong half the time. All right, thanks for clearing that up, Jim. Yeah, it's just interesting. It seems like maybe there's money I'm leaving on the table here. Arizona team total overs are now starting to feel more and more appealing, right, Jim? The Arizona team total over is very low. First 5 innings, check this out. Arizona team total over, first 5 innings, 1.5 at plus money. Yes, you heard me right. 1.5 at plus money.
See, DeGrom's been pitching so well. I mean, what's he got? 20 straight scoreless innings.
Yeah, but he had some walks in his last start, though.
He did, but that was the start he was dealing with his elbow. I mean, that was the start he left after the first inning. He got lucky to not allow a run.
Arizona team total over on the full game is just 3 at minus 111.
Native Queen agreeing with Brent Brooks on the Vegas puck.
Oh shit. All right, so let's see. What else do we have coming on here? Jay says, anyone on Atlanta today? No, that game has been canceled, I believe. Rained out. Let's see. What else do we have here? Coming up, Christopher Carter says, bullshit. Arrieta's going to roll. Okay. Let's see. What else? Oh, Eric Sniffen says, I'm telling you, man, D-backs going under. Okay.
I mean, they might go over through the first 5, but they're going to get to that bullpen fast.
Let's see. Other comments coming in. All right. So, do we want to? Are there any other picks that you want to add, Jim?
At this point, I've only added the Tigers' first 5 team total over at 1.5, and I think at this point that's the only play I'm going to make. But I wouldn't mind if we could just quickly discuss this Rockies-Giants game.
Okay.
2 lefties going against each other. Now, the Rockies, the only thing they're hitting are lefties at this point. They're at 253 with a 769 OPS versus lefties. Giants are hitting 245, 702 OPS versus lefties. And that's actually around where I think the Giants are going to hit everybody. I think they're going to hit everybody around the 245, 250 average, which is the very small 700 OPS. Now, Brandon Belt has hit homers in 4 straight games, but they all come against righties. Usually against a lefty,
we're going to do this, baby. We're going to do this shit, Jimmy the Bag. Go on. They can't stop us. I want to see them try, Larry. I want to see them try to stop us.
Oh! Well, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah,
but I like it.
Just thoughts in my head, man.
I
felt
like
like shouting it out. Huge shout out to all the viewers. King Rail. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Colorado, San Francisco. This is a game that I did not look into. I just didn't have time to look into the 10 o'clock games, except for the Detroit-Seattle game. What are you thinking about this one?
The weather is so there. We've been talking all day, and the Oracle has spoken with a bunch of plays. So let's get to that after this. We talked about how many terrible pitchers are on the mound. It seems like the weather is helping all of these pitchers. It feels like the wind is going in at every single stadium except for this one, where it's blowing out very strong. Brandon Belt hit 4 straight homers. It looks like Bochy's going to have him in the lineup.
Sorry. Funny shit. Go ahead.
It's okay. Do you want to share it?
No, I mean, just people saying, JK says Pete's random outbursts are raising. Bill Buttlicker says Pete scared the shit out of me, thought he was having a stroke. Twate Latte says Pete's 4th personality just took over. All right, go ahead, Jim.
We're going to do this,
Jimmy. We are going to do this. All right, go ahead.
Brandon Belt, 4 straight homers. Looks like he's going to be in the lineup. He's hitting 1. Oh, and so Freeland destroy, like no lefties get hits off him. He's a 146 batting average with 1 home run. So basically, Belt's 0 for 7 in his career against Freeland, and Bochy's going to put him in the lineup because he's hit 4 straight. Hit homers in 4 straight games. Giants are 11-7 against left-handed starters, though. And Freeland 3-4, 3.42 ERA, 1.18 WHIP. He's going to be a very good pitcher moving forward. I think that he will just improve and improve and improve as the season goes on. He's always pitched the Giants well. Holland, though, I'm not sure what to make of him. 2-4, 4.79 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. Those are much better numbers than I expected him to have. 39 Ks and 41 in the third. Much better numbers than I expected him to have. So in saying all this, we know the Rockies smash lefties. Bochy's going to put Belt in the lineup when he probably shouldn't. Holland, to me, throws where we're saying all meatballs. So breaking this whole game down, I think the Rockies are the play here.
Are you going to make official pick?
I would like to look at the line right now.
Yeah, it's about just in the plus 100s. Money coming in on San Francisco. And interestingly, in that Baltimore-Boston game, obviously Boston opened as a big favorite in the morning show. There was a big line move in favor of Baltimore. Now it's coming back the other way. Money coming back on Boston as we get closer to first pitch. I was thinking about taking a shot here with Baltimore on the alternative run line. It might be a bad decision, but I was thinking about that, Jim. And in the San Francisco-Colorado game, from opening about a 10-cent move in favor of San Francisco. They opened even with Colorado. Now it's up into the -1 teens.
And Todd Raymond saying Belt is not in the lineup. That makes sense to me. And then interesting. Maybe I should just leave. Larry Savage saying 11-7 damn value, and he's speaking of these Giants. But I mean, I think there's a huge advantage on the mound with Freeland over Holland. A huge advantage. Christopher Carter saying Cargo back is a big deal. I don't know if it is. He just seems like such a shadow of his former self. But then, everybody else in the league is on drugs, and it seems like he's not. Sniffin says Rockies are nothing, man. Derek Holland is an auto fade, just like Homer Bailey. So that's a bit of a, because if the Rockies are nothing, then why would he auto fade Holland? Larry Savage saying Homer Bailey's a thief. I don't know about that.
I don't know anything about this. I'm just looking at this Baltimore game here. Obviously Boston has a great bullpen. Obviously Cobb is trash, but this is just a big friggin' underdog line here. And I'm thinking about go up. Kobe Valentine says Pete, trust the process, and by the process, I mean your leans. Well, I got a lean right now, Kobe Valentine, to Baltimore -1. Little help, pal. What do you think about Pomeranz? What do you think about the Boston bullpen? Is that a lean that you would endorse, Kobe Valentine, or not? Yesterday, once again, a lot of these underdog alternative run lines were my leans, and I didn't give them. Mac Darwin saying, no, Pete, don't do it. So he's talking about the Baltimore game. Ralph Portuando says Baltimore can't hit lefties. What's so damn funny?
He says, if I could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, Pete would be 4th. So you're right there.
Very nice. There. Very nice. Yeah. All right. Brendan Cummings says, Loshak, it's 6:42. Time to move on. It is. Let's see. Michael L. Ferris says 13-game losing streak, road losing streak, 14-game road losing streak, take Baltimore today. Let me see. I'm looking at Cornelius Kidwell says Boston will steamroll Baltimore. Jot Dale Entertainment TV says Baltimore is a great team. Okay. I mean, they certainly have an inferior bullpen.
Jot Dale Entertainment TV is sort of on the lines with Nostratoda because Nostratoda's way ahead of the market saying that their offense is great.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yes. I know. Undervalued is what I would say. I was talking about this with the freaking guy, Joe Gavazzi, and he was saying the same thing. Let me see again. Oh, Michael Alfaris, I'm on Baltimore. All right, I will. All right, I'm gonna.
Oh shit! And we didn't read out Native Queen's bet.
Yeah, we got to read out Native Queen's bets.
Yeah.
We got to get to horses. We got to get to MMA. We got to get to WNBA. We got to get to NHL. Let's see. Where the hell are our Native Queen's bets? Should I do a Control F on this one? I can't even freaking. Oh, here we go.
Okay,
here we go. Native Queen. Here are a few plays I like. Washington. That game is canceled. Canceled. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oakland to score first. That makes sense to me. Oakland to score first. That makes sense to me. Arizona to score first. That makes sense to me. And lean to score in the first inning. Interesting. Boston, Baltimore score in the first inning and over hits, errors, and runs in the first inning in the Baltimore game.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, those make sense to me. Those make sense to me. Oakland to score first, Arizona to score first. I'm just going to quickly look at the hold on. Oh, and Kobe Valentine coming in here. I got to read Kobe. We got so much shit to take care of on this Friday afternoon here. Kobe Valentine says control issues can be the difference in this game. Cobb surrenders just 1.84 walks per 9, while Pomerantz averages 4.74. Pomerantz was coming off back-to-back quality starts before Sunday's outing, and he can recapture his consistency as long as he logs more starts, but I can't back him until he does. Barsaman G11 says Orioles are 0-4 in the last 4 meetings in Boston, and they just seem like a team that fades on the road. On the road, Brant Hunt saying Pete take a huge hit of a really small joint since it's Friday. Laugh my ass off. That's an inside joke. Yes, in this show I do that sometimes. Brant Hunt, let me just spaz out in my mind about this Baltimore play for one more time, and then we will for a couple more seconds. And then I'll make a decision on this one, Jim.
Hey, if you need to spaz out,
no,
spaz
I don't
out.
know. Cornelius Kidwell says, no way I take Baltimore today. No way I take Baltimore today.
Yeah, Twatty Latte says this show is going to 9 p.m.
All right.
You know, speaking of Twatty Latte's alive or dead, but my friend Sean LeComber, they asked him who he'd like to have sex with, alive or dead, anybody, and he said Britney Spears and dead.
Very, very nice. All right, so let's just review the 7 o'clock game so we can get those out of the way, and then we'll move on to other things. Maybe we'll come back to MLB after that. San Diego, Pittsburgh. Jim, you're on the over, right? And I took the second half under on that one. Oakland, Toronto. Yes, I'm on the Oakland first 5 innings team total over. I'm on Oakland second half, and I'm on Oakland -1. Jim's on the over on that one. I would definitely have a lean to the first 5 innings over, and Oakland on the full game over as well. Arizona Mets. Jim took the over 7 at +120, and I took Arizona on the second half, and I also took Arizona +1. Cubs in Cincinnati. Interesting game. A pass for both Jim and I. Baltimore, Boston. Jim, you had no pick on that, right?
I have no pick
on that one, but I'm sitting here thinking that maybe I want to take Baltimore on the -1 line, which would be the -1.5 right now at Bet365 is up at +290. So that would be a huge line. And then Miami, Atlanta, pitching change I'm seeing here for Atlanta. It's now Whistler in for Miami. Yeah. So we'll ignore that. And that's it for all the 7 o'clock games. We might come back to the 8 o'clock games later, but we do want to get to other stuff right now. What should we get to? Jimmy the Bag. Should we get to, let's quickly touch on NHL. We touched on it a lot in the morning. You had no play on tonight's game, right?
I have no play on tonight's game.
Why don't you discuss tonight's game for a few minutes while I pull up my MMA stuff, and we'll be ready to do the MMA segment after you talk about the NHL game.
I can't support putting my money on this Jets team until they have a second line going. Mm-hmm. But as Kobe said, somebody just walked into South Point, put $100,000 on the Jets. Ehlers they say he's sick. Mm-hmm. I find that very difficult to believe. Guy scores 29 goals in the regular season. He's done nothing in this playoff. And then here we have Laine, maybe the most electric goal scorer of the last 5 years, and he's doing nothing in this playoffs as well. I'm curious to see I'd like to see who they're going to be putting, because they're trying different guys on that line with Stastny and Laine, and it's just not working. So with Scheifele, with the Jets turning into a one-line team, you'd think you'd be getting +120 at a minimum to go into Vegas. Here we have a Vegas team that's 5-1 at home during the playoffs, and 29-10-2. Overall, that's 34-11-2 at home, and it's almost a pick'em.
Check this shit out, Jimmy the Bag. Check this shit out. Almost a pick'em. Betmania taking a lead on this one. At Betmania, Winnipeg is now the favorite. -112 for Winnipeg, -108 for Vegas. That's at Betmania. Once again, we're doing a thing with Betmania. If you'd like to sign up with Betmania, please use the link in the description box below this video so that they know that you found out about it through SBR, through the Loshak and the Bag show. And if you don't know whether you want to decide whether you want to play at Betmania or not, head on over to sportsbookreview.com and read up about Betmania and all the other offshore books. Decide which one is the best for you. All right.
Beautiful.
In the meantime, Betmania taking the lead, now officially the favorite. Winnipeg is the favorite. Huge market move from I predicted in the morning show that Vegas would be back up into the -120s. Totally wrong on that one. They're now -103 at Pinnacle, -105 at the Greek. So obviously, huge late money coming in on Winnipeg for some reason. I mean, before the 2-game series started, I said, you got to assume, feels like they're going to split these games. But I was kind of feeling like maybe Winnipeg win the first game and then Vegas wins the second one. Now that Vegas has won the first one, maybe there's too strong of a recency bias in our head saying Vegas is just unbeatable at home in the playoffs.
Well, and if you're going to take Kobe doing the lines. I thought Ellers has been ruled out. Kobe's doing the lines. I read right before I came in to do this show that Ellers had been ruled out of Game 4. So let me just double check that quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. Ellers available for Game 4.
Huge. All right, now BetMania went back the other way. Now Vegas is a favorite there. But the point is, a huge market line move, even from this morning when Winnipeg was a small underdog. Now it's close to even odds on both sides. I'm going to pass on this game. I'm just going to pass on it. I'm not.
David Perron, good to go, back in the lineup for the Knights. That he's going to be a nice help. I have a hedge that I made just before the playoffs started. Getting the Jets at plus 700. And so at this point, that would be helpful if that came through. And so I want the Jets to win. And there's no value getting the Jets as a pick 'em in this game. There's just
maybe
no
there
value.
is. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm staying way off this game, Jim. Staying way off. I don't want to fade Vegas here, even though the script says, Winnipeg evens the series. And the obvious line movement in favor of Winnipeg. I just don't want to fade Vegas here.
Yeah.
And I have no sense of the total either, so I'm staying off it.
Yeah, I'm staying off it as well. I just I'm going to. I want that futures to cash. I have to stand on my futures as soon as Stanley Cup is given out, and it's not looking good. So
here you go, Mohamed Joma. All of Vegas's offense has come off of sloppy Jets play, especially from Hellebuck. So I guess Mohamed Joma thinks that if the Jets can tighten up their sloppy play, they'll get a big boost, and that Vegas will have a much tougher time scoring. Maybe the under's the play here.
Well, you know what? And Randy Lockhart saying Jimmy Game 4 is strong to the under this year, under 6. Generally speaking, as we've talked about on this show, Game 4s in playoffs are always lower scoring.
Yes. Gerald Martinez asked me yesterday if I had a free play, Pete, which would I take? And I said, to be perfectly honest, and I noted that people who say that are usually lying their ass off right to your face, but I said, no, I'm actually being perfectly honest. I said, to be perfectly honest, I have no idea. He's asked it again, if you had a free play, Pete, Vegas or Jets? I guess if a free play, not betting my own money, a free play, I guess I would put it on the Jets. When you look at the line move is very eye-popping considering how last game went. Mohamed Joma's comment is very illuminating that Vegas has gotten a boost from the Jets' sloppy play, and maybe they can tighten things up. So that's your answer, Gerald Martinez. Thanks for the questions. If I had a free play, I would put it on the Jets, but there's no way in hell I'm making that an official pick. No way in hell I'm betting any money on that. But a free play, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and Mac Darwin saying, if Jets play like they did in the third period last game, they got this. I had a few people who have big tickets to cash. One of our guys whom I love and follow on Twitter, Lee Davis, has him at 100 to 1 to win the cup.
Wow.
And he said he's not hedging yet. He said he was very concerned about the third period in that game. Very concerned. And I get it. Bart Nelson saying Jets money line, sprinkle in the reverse money line.
And here you go, JK with the other side. Counterpoint in this show. JK says Vegas just makes teams look sloppy. So Vegas saying that it's not that the Winnipeg was sloppy, it's that Vegas was just too good, and they looked sloppy because Vegas was making them look that way. Interesting shit going on. Interesting shit going on. I might actually, the more we think about it, and this was my initial lean in my notes on this game, was thinking about the first period under. Full game under was also a lean, but I could see it being end. Oh shit! Although it's up to 6 at Heritage. Wow, is that real? Is that real?
I think there was a 6. I thought there was a 6 available.
All right, I'll make that one an official pick. I was leaning under anyway, and I will make that one an official pick. Vegas game, under 6 minus 120. If this one goes to 7, it could happen. I think it's unlikely. I'll eat a loss on that one. Vegas, under 6 minus 120. I'm making that an official pick.
Yeah, I can understand it because of the game 4s, but with both of these teams, both of these series, there's not a team that clogs up the neutral zone.
Right.
And because of that, I have refrained from taking any unders in this series. And I had taken quite a few in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I still feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, especially in the playoffs, like even if the that's what I was going to say first period under. It feels like even if the first period is tight, at any point in the second or third periods, an explosion from both sides could happen easily. and all of a sudden your under's looking good, and then it's like there's 3 goals scored in 8 minutes, and you're like, shit, I'm way on the wrong side here, and it winds up 8-3.
Yeah. You know what? So David Hutton's first 9.5 minutes, no score. Our friend Damo, before the game last night, said, "Do you think I should take that?" And I was like, I don't know. Again, they're not clogging up the neutral zone.
Yeah.
And when if Laine and Ehlers and Stastny's line was rolling, I would say don't take it, because that's when the ice is so fresh. If they get a power play, I mean, power plays have a higher rate of scoring in that first 8 minutes of the period than they do in the last 8 minutes of the period because of choppy ice.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. All right, well, I've given it as an official play, so I'll roll with it. It makes me a little bit nervous. Hopefully,
Randy Lockhart says, great call, Pete.
Yeah. All right, I will take it, and this is going to be a pass for you, Jimmy the Bag.
This is going to, and Udon Porn, Ratanafakti, whom we love, says Vegas team total under 3.5.
Wow, nice. Okay, so pass for Jimmy the Bag, right?
This is a pass.
I'm taking the under. Hopefully, that was the way I was leaning. What my initial thoughts on this game, I was like, there's no way I'm touching a side here. If I was going to do something, I'd take first period under or full game under, but I didn't like it enough. And at just 5.5, I wouldn't do it. But at 6, I got trapped in. I got sucked in. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do. All right, let's move on to UFC Fight Night 129. How about that?
I think, could we just 20 seconds, because we're not going to break down the NBA games.
Okay.
King Rail's given his NBA picks.
Okay.
I just think they're important to say out loud so we all hear them.
Yes.
Celtics first quarter plus 3.5. Interesting.
Whoa.
That's a huge amount of points.
Celtics plus 3.5.
And so the market's thinking that clearly that Cleveland's going to run all over them early, because we've seen strange first quarter lines in the
Houston game that they won. The full game was Houston minus 1.5. First quarter, Houston minus 1.5. Very, very interesting.
So King Rail's got Celtics first quarter plus 3.5 and over 205.5. I was talking with Zach Jones, SBR Zach Jones, and he likes the under in game 3. King Rail's on the over 205.5. First quarter over 50. LeBron total. That's points, rebounds, assists. Yeah.
No, I'm just looking at this. First of all, I apologize because I've given all my brain resources to the Friday play, so I haven't even thought about this. Cleveland on the full game, minus 6 or 6.5. First quarter, minus 3.5. Juice to Cleveland. Heritage at 4.
Wow.
Full game, minus 6. Heritage first quarter, minus 4 for Cleveland. Wow. Damn. This market maturing. Well, pretty soon it'll be unbeatable. First half line, Cleveland minus 5.5. Full game line, Cleveland minus 6.5. First half line, Cleveland minus 5.5.
That is crazy.
This is what you call a dynamic market.
That is nuts.
There's some motherfucking AI robots controlling this shit already. I thought this wasn't going to happen until 2029. Looks like it's happening already. Look at these first half and first quarter lines here for Boston Cleveland on Saturday.
And Twain Seymour is saying Cavs win next 3 games, mark my words. And when I was watching the roundtable, Big Man was saying that the series is over, which I was surprised to hear. I just think when the team hasn't lost at home, they're not out of the series.
Amazing. Alan Action says Boston plus 6 is my play of the weekend. Jay Ryan likes Cavs over 27 first quarter. I did actually preview both these games now that I'm remembering, actually, with Joe Gavassi, and we actually had the same opinions. I thought that the Celtics getting 6.5 was too many, and I definitely thought that Golden State minus 7 was a great bet. Did King Rail have anything to say about that one?
No, he has the totals over. So that's points, boards, and assists. He has 51. I don't see the thing anymore. So I believe he has 51.5 for LeBron, and I believe 21.5 for Tatum.
Man. Yes, so I do remember now that I did preview these games with man, my brain is fucked up. I do remember now that I previewed this with Joe Gavassi, and my opinions on it were right in line with his. Just too many points for the Celtics at 6.5, and that the Houston and Golden State series, it just has that feel of the kind of a series where the team that wins also covers easily. That the team that wins by 15, and they cover even like 7-point spreads and stuff like that.
Very, very interesting. Kobe Valentine doing a Celtics minus 1.5 at plus 260, and then my man Normal Nation, and Normal Nation will get to what you said about the Preakness when we get to that point, but says and he worked this so well last game. Says grabbing LeBron over 34, over 40, over 42.
Okay, Parlay Poppy says, Loshak and Bag, shout this out. I feel this is too great of a bet. Last time bumping. ETS in Vegas to win in regular time is plus 150 each. Hedge your bets on both for 2 units and walk away a winner.
Wow,
None of these games have gone to OT. This is my play of the day.
Wow. Jets in Vegas to win in regular time.
Wow.
So
Wow.
no overtime.
Yes. Okay, so no overtime is what Parlay Poppy is suggesting. All right.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. A lot of guys want to hear UFC.
That's okay. All right, so let's see. UFC Fight Night 129. Once again, the good news is that Andreas Hale and I, for the most part, agreed on our analysis, which has been a very profitable situation over the past bunch of cards. We are both on the over 2.5 in Damian Maia against Usman. Obviously, Usman is awesome. He should be a huge favorite. There's no way in hell I'd be able to take Maia against Usman, but I'm not going to take him at minus 700. At minus 350 or something, I probably would. I think Usman is the real deal. We saw the blueprint for how to beat Maia in the Woodley fight and the fight before that. So I think in the Woodley fight, the fight after that. So don't want to touch the side. I do think Maia will be crafty enough to survive into the second half of the third round. And Andreas Hale and I both took over 2.5 at minus 125 in Maia and Usman. Then the next fight, a very interesting one, Alexa Grasso against Tatiana Suarez. Let me tell you about this one, Jimmy the Bag. You see this a lot in MMA and especially in women's MMA. You'll see someone who looks very good. They beat a bunch of opponents pretty handily, but they have a small sample size, and all of a sudden going up against a grizzled veteran who's maybe off a loss, they're a massive favorite. Tatiana Suarez is minus 800 against Alexa Grasso, and she's 5-0, which is great, but that's a 5-fight sample size, right?
Wow. A
5-fight sample size, and Grasso is her toughest competition to date. I did preview that fight with Andreas Hale, and Andreas Hale said that definitely Grasso has value at plus 550. I told Andreas Hale that I completely agreed with him. I wasn't going to give it as an official pick because I lacked the balls, and he laughed, and that was that. So
does she have more value than Pennington did last week?
It's a similar situation. It's a similar kind of. Oh no, actually less, because this is the. I would say yes, she does, because these two fighters are a bit less well known, and just we have less information and less data on them. You know what I mean? I mean, Suarez is great, but not nearly as established as Nunes is. You know what I'm saying? And Grasso was someone who's been a big favorite in recent fights and cashed as well. So Andreas Hale gave Grasso at plus 550 as an official pick. I agreed with him. Didn't have the balls to give it. I did take a shot with the fight going to distance, though, at minus 225. I don't think there's going to be a finish here. It's just a 3-round fight. Going to distance at minus 225 might be worth a shot. And Grasso to win by decision is plus 800. So, Andreas Hale gave Grasso as an official pick at 550. I gave the fight going to distance at minus 225 as an official pick. And that's it for that fight. Next fight, Jared Cannonier and Dominic Reyes, a very, very interesting one. Another fight with kind of a weird total. Both these guys are finishers. This is another interesting one. This guy Reyes, he's fought a bunch of inferior competition and flattened them all in like 90 seconds. He's one of these guys who has a string of like first round finishes. And now he's stepping up in class against a Cannonier, who's a guy who's had sort of mixed results recently. Great physique, great kickboxing technique, but kind of mixed results recently. This is a big test for Reyes. If he steamrolls through Cannonier as he steamrolled through the inferior guys that he fought before this, that's very eye-popping, eye-opening, and that will be, that indicates he has a serious, bright future ahead of him. If he struggles a little bit with Cannonier, then it probably means that he's just not ready for prime time yet. So we'll see. But it's weird because both these guys are big finishers, and yet the total was just 2.5 rounds at minus 110. And I wanted to hear what Andreas Hale had to say about it. He took the under. He thought the under was a good play. He took the under at minus 110, 2.5 rounds, and I just took the fight not going the distance at minus 145. Then another interesting fight, Diego Rivas against Guido Canetti. This again, Andreas Hale and I agreed with this one that Rivas should be the favorite, but that their talent level is very, very close. Rivas is off. It's a great story though. He beat cancer, right? Coming off a loss, he's fighting at home, and it just feels like there's not a real chance that he loses this one, even though talent-wise he's on par with Kennedy. So I did give Rivas as a favorite of -170 as an official pick. Although I can understand why someone would make the argument that that the fight is going to be closer than the market's giving credit for. Then there's Veronica Macedo against Andrea Lee. Give me the bag. You like women's MMA fighters that are on the attractive side, don't you?
I like women.
Search for Veronica Macedo when you have a moment.
No,
when
right
you,
now.
Not now. When
Right
you have a
now.
moment. Veronica Macedo going up against Andrea Lee, and obviously Lee is making her UFC debut. She is a juggernaut on social media. This is her UFC debut. This is going to be an interesting fight, and Lee, of course, is a big favorite. I don't know, man. Macedo has some spunk to her, and I don't know if she should be this
Spunk.
big of an underdog.
Spunk, all right.
Come on, man. I don't know if she should be this big of an underdog, but I do think that Lee's going to be a little bit cautious here, and I like this fight going the distance. Andreas Hale agreed with that as well. So we both gave Macedo and Lee going the distance at -120 as an official pick, and that might be my favorite play. No, I think my favorite play of the card is it's either that one or Maya Usman going over 2.5 at -145. But I do think this fight's going to go the distance. I do think Lee's going to be a little bit cautious. I do think Macedo has some betting value, but I don't have the balls to take that at a big underdog line. And then the last fight, Luque against Laprise. Andreas Hale and I also agreed. We're both staying off it. We think it's a little bit too hard to call, even whether there's going to be a finish or not. I gave the opinion that if you gave me a free play, though, I would throw it on Laprise at +185. He definitely has a chance here. He's less skilled than Luque, but he definitely has a chance here. I don't really think he should be an underdog, but I think 185, which is the last line I saw, a little bit too high. So that's going to be a pass for me. So once again, I have a bunch of plays. They all feel a little bit iffy to me. I like Maya Usman, and I like Macedo Lee. Those are my two favorite plays out of the plays that I gave. Grasso and Suarez going the distance, I like it. I just don't like taking that big of a favorite line. Cannonier Reyes inside the distance. That makes me nervous because it's just a little bit too obvious, and I don't know why the market was pricing it where it was. And Rivas, again, it's not going to be an easy fight for him, so I don't like laying 170, but I did it. But my two favorite plays on the card definitely are Macedo Lee going the distance at -120 and Maya Usman over 2.5, -125, and Andreas Hale made both those official picks as well. So that's the breakdown of UFC Fight Night 129. Ooh, yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, what, am I right or am I right, Jimmy? Am I right or am I right? You know what I'm saying?
Should I compare her to a man and just fuck it all up for you like you did with
no,
Rose?
she has a little bit of a Jennifer Connelly-esque kind of appeal to her. Not bad. We don't like. Let's just acknowledge it if we acknowledge it. I mean, she's done these kinds of photos. She's beautiful, and you should see her fight, man. She's a tough fighter. She's a short little girl, and she kicks like way above her head. She's constantly kicking over her
Don't call her
head.
a short little girl. Right? That's not going to help.
No, I mean, she's just like, she's shorter than her opponents usually, and she has a vicious leg kick that goes over her opponents' heads often. So she's a tough fighter, and I think it's going to go the distance. And at -120, I will definitely make that one an official pick. There you go. Bill Buttlicker says, Pete, Moreno will get revenge at +110. Write it down. Okay, I will write that down. Written that down in my head. We don't cover the preliminaries in depth, so that's why I have nothing to say about the preliminaries. Okay, Gerald Martinez says, thanks, Pete, for your MMA picks. You're very, very welcome. Gerald Martinez, once again, I have 3 picks that make me a little bit nervous and 2 picks that I feel pretty good about. Usman over at -125 and the Lee fight going the distance at -120 I think are solid picks. We'll see how that works. Let's see, any comments coming in on this stuff?
Yeah, people are loving your action today. You're on point.
Yeah,
that's what Gerald Martinez says, and you're getting a lot of thanks. Hako Schofield says, Pete on fire again. But then you had a ton of actual
disagreement.
Okay. Just capping stuff when you started. So if I would just go up a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, here you go. My man Anna Marek Clint, this is his favorite sport by far. He says, I think Uzi kills Maya in round 2.
Here you go. Anna Marek says, Pete, Maya's on short notice, old and a shell of himself. Usman is surging in a monster. I'm sorry, I don't like your over. Yes. I understand
Other
that
people
totally.
love it. Parla Poppy says that Usman Maya over 2.5 is such a great bet. says Maya is 9-3 in decisions, minus 125. What value? Twatty Latte says Jimmy daydreaming of riding horses.
Yeah, I mean, look, Maya, yes, it's short notice. The other guy canceled, so he's gone 4 weeks notice. Yes, he's old. Yes, he's a shell of himself. He's still a cautious, capable MMA fighter, which is why I know I don't like the fight going to distance necessarily, but at 2.5 rounds and at that odds, I might be getting sucked in here. And yes, Usman is surging and he is a monster, but Maya, his out of his 7 losses in his career, 6 of them went the distance, including 3 5-rounders. Now I know that was previously. Yes, he's a shell of himself. Yes, he's old. Taking it on short notice. Those are great points, Anna Marak. Those are great points.
Yeah, I love the Clint. He's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah.
Melee Payless Way says Maya over 2.5. I'm on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the Grasso fight. Valentine says Grasso stand-up brawler with knockout ability, can strike most opponents to death if given the chance. It's a toss-up, but I'm giving the edge to Grasso. Young Vaughn says Grasso is a solid fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Grasso to win. Kobe Valentine says Grasso to win. Certainly intellectual. Once again, this is a separation of brain and balls. A separation of brain and balls. My brain 100% agrees with Andreas Hale and Kobe Valentine that Grasso is a side with value. My balls will not let me make it an official pick. At some point, I need to join them. I need to make them one. My brain and my balls. And one day I will. Hopefully.
As long as they're your brain and your balls.
Yes. All right.
Kobe Valentine likes Grasso to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we keep going down, Twatty says Jimmy daydreaming of a romantic evening with Daniel Sedin.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jump Shot Jordan says, hey, the Usman-Maya fight is a 5-round fight because of main event.
Yes.
Parlay Poppy says take the under. Rivas and Cinetti value is on the under at 2.5 plus 110.
Which one?
The
Which
Rivas fight.
He likes what? The under?
The under.
Okay. Yes, I'm not exactly sure what I think about the total. I just thought that Rivas should have that. I could see him winning by decision. You might be right there, though. You might be right there. Let me see.
Kobe says I'm not giving up on Macedo yet, but she didn't look good in her UFC debut. I guess he wasn't seeing the pictures I was seeing, and well over a year from the octagon doesn't really do anyone any good.
Okay, and then we have and Bill Buttlicker says Usman will approach very patiently and cautiously over 2.5. No doubt Usman finishes him in round 4. That's exactly what I was thinking, Bill Buttlicker. And actually, at first, I was thinking maybe Usman inside the distance to avoid laying 700. But I'm just going to take the over. That's what I decided to do there.
Parlay Poppy says shout out to Pete Nunez and Pennington over 2.5 paid me $850. Feeling the same here with Maya and Usman. The guy I went and watched the fights with had loved that play and had a big bet on it. Unfortunately, I parlayed that to the over in the Machida fight.
God,
but
I'm
man,
sorry, Jim.
oh
I'm
no, don't be
sorry,
sorry.
Jim.
No, it was. I totally understand it, and we forgive all the time, and we don't need to apologize. But that Nunez Pennington over was so simple, and simple is the best.
Yes. It absolutely was. And all right, so people are asking about WNBA. Let's quickly pull up the WNBA line. Once again, WNBA kicks off tonight. DJ 100 Grand said that he liked, wow, the line is now up to 5 or 5.5. So the people who are saying that they liked Phoenix at minus 4.5 obviously beat the line move. I was thinking that Dallas might be a good play here. Phoenix is very deep. They have a veteran team, yes. They do have some new pieces that might need to fuse a little bit to get together, come into a cohesion, just like my brain and my balls do. And Dallas has some promise this year. They have, they brought in that new center who's back in the WNBA now, and they have a couple of young players, rookies and second-year players who are looking very promising. They had some nice results in the preseason as well. So I was thinking that Dallas might be able to hang here. 5 points is right on the cusp. I guess I'm not going to give an official pick. My lean would be to Dallas at now plus 5.5. Bookmaker and BetMania are hanging 5.5. And then I definitely wanted to take a shot with the under, but that opened at 169.5. It's now down to 160.5. Greek has 161. Phoenix, of course, can be very high scoring, and Dallas has had major defensive problems for many years in a row now. You got to figure that they're going to try to fix those, and Phoenix has also been bringing a lot of their additions are for the purpose of having enhanced defense. These two teams also met in the opening game last year for both of them, and it was a very, very, very low scoring game, went into the 120s. So I would have a lean to the under on this one. I would also have a lean to, even at 161, I would have a lean to Dallas at plus 5.5, but I am not going to make an official pick on either one of those. Native Queen already came in saying she likes Phoenix first quarter, minus 1.5, and a few more people than not were saying that they liked Phoenix tonight at -5, and they might be right. I'm not going to touch it. I could see Dallas hanging close the whole way and then Phoenix winning by 7 or 8. So I'm not going to give a pick on that one right now, and I'm not going to give a pick on the total, although I definitely have a feeling that the under, even at 161, or actually Interdop's 161.5, -115, that's definitely very, very tempting to take the under on that one. Let me just see what the first half is all about here. Yeah, 81.5, 82. Yeah, I would be leaning to the unders in this one, and clearly the market has taken a big move in that favor as well. Let's see. Pay less weight on Phoenix -4.5. Very, very nice.
Paco Schofield saying love under either way. Always love unders with the WNBA. Hawk Schofield on Dallas and the under. And the bets I did make last year on WNBA were always on the under and cheering for bricks, but that was just a strange thing I was going through.
You know, it's
one thing about Clint. Clint's really good at MMA, and he says that and I just want to say this out loud so everyone hears it. Jared Cannonier is straight value. Best dog on the card. Might not win, but the value is on the cannon. Iron chin, heavy hands.
Look, I mean, he's obviously got some big upside. He's an incomplete fighter right now, but he's got some big upside. And Rivas is stepping up in class. So you know, it's tough to see how it's tough to sometimes to predict how these fighters will respond when they step up in class like that. You might actually be right. Cannonier is over +200 as an underdog, and my brain once again is telling me that I agree with you. I definitely didn't take Rivas on the. Oh wait. He said. Wait, did he say? Oh, Cannonier, right? I'm sorry about that. He's not.
And King Rail on the totals on the under as well.
Reyes, not Rivas, but and King Rail's on the under.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I would be leaning under as well. And actually, this one starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time, so there's a slight chance that I might decide that I want to go on the under and tweet that one out. And if I do, it will go on my official record. Go ahead.
Shit. Thank you so much, CC Fitness. Thank you so much. I was supposed to tell you of the prop bets that Nostratoda has. He's a friend. A girlfriend that's heavy into it, knows everything inside and out, made him $1,400 last year.
Really?
Yeah, and he has his plays, and I'm supposed to. Oh, thank you so much, CC Fitness. God, what a great group of guys we have.
Yes,
They just
absolutely.
care about,
all right, so go hook that up. And while we're doing this, Jim, let's not get if you want to hear Jim's breakdown, you can watch it in other videos, or you can watch his standalone video, of course. But we will remind you of the horses. Are you going to get? Do you have the picks there?
I do. This is Nostratoda's wedding props. These are huge value, and there's 3 plays. He's putting a quarter unit on each one. First off, and these are all available on Bet365. Other books have other odds also, and you know, the answers are different, whatever. These are the props on Bet365. Bride's arrival, car manufacturer. So it's Rolls Royce is one, or other. And he and his friend are on the other.
Okay.
At +200.
Wow.
There's a thought there could be an Aston Martin, could be other. So the other at +200. Also, Markle's wedding dress color. Other at +550.
Okay.
And the biggest one,
Okay.
the biggest one here, the color of the Queen's hat.
Pink.
Purple.
Oh shit! Really?
Lavender.
Wow.
At +800.
Wow.
+800, +550, +200. He's putting a quarter unit on each, and he wanted me to make sure that you heard that and our guys here.
Amazing. When is this friggin' wedding going?
I have no idea.
When does this wedding tip off?
Not a clue.
No idea. All right, I want to see if those wind up actually cashing. Once again, if you want to watch, if you want to get Jimmy's full and passionate breakdown of the Preakness Stakes, watch his standalone video, which is up at SBR Videos. Just do a quick search for it. His official picks, though, we will review them for the Preakness Stakes. Justify to win -120. Quip over Lone Soldier -114. Tenfold over Sporting Chance -127, and tenfold over Diamond King -146. Those are Jim's 4 official picks on the Preakness Stakes.
On the show, and then on my HPI, and I'll be taking pictures. I'm sending them out tomorrow. I'm not going into my profit from the Derby too much. I want to have a lot of bullets for the Belmont. This is a hard race to win money on, with Justify being such a huge favorite, and for good reason. I'm making 2 straight exactor bets, 2 straight, and I'm taking dogs on this to hit second, so that I can get a juicy cash out. I'm not taking the favorites. Now, I need to add one thing after, just reminding myself to add, but I'm taking Justify to Quip, and I've got some blowback on that. Some people don't think that Quip should be there, and Justify to tenfold, and a lot of sharp cappers, thoroughbred cappers really like that play. Justify to tenfold. Now, I want you to know that my dad has called me and has demanded a straight exactor that's just Justify to Good Magic. So my dad really believes that Good Magic is a step ahead. And if Justify, who might be the best horse of my lifetime, wasn't around, Justify would be, easily the best horse after being the 2-year-old champion and then being the 3-year-old champion.
All right, and on that note, we can wrap up this show.
can't.
Thanks. What? Oh my God! All right, we're gonna Luscious Larry's incredible play of the future. Larry, please come in. I'm just gonna step aside here. Don't forget to go on the mic. Good mic technique, very, very, very important in all areas and aspects of broadcasting. Please, Larry, take my microphone if you need it.
Oh, giving you the.
Step up.
Yeah, look
That's
at
a
you.
step up.
Wow.
That's a step up, man.
Wow.
What's up, guys? Well, the Chunichi train broke down. It broke down. But I'm not getting off the lightning train.
Yes.
I'm taking them -1.5 plus 182.
Ooh.
Take it, guys.
Where can you get that line plus 182? It's Heritage, I believe.
Sounds good. All
Heritage.
right. Sounds good.
Heritage at plus.
Is it less funny if he has a chair? I feel like maybe it might be. Maybe it's better if he has to bounce around and balance around. I think that might be. All right, good to know. Good to know. Anyway, there is lucrative Larry's pick of the future. I didn't even hear what it was. Long balls, Larry. Okay, and is that about it? Now we can wrap it up.
That is about it.
All right. Thanks so much to everyone for all the great support and comments and everything all week long. We'll see you on Monday, 12 o'clock Eastern time.